a lot of men, especially young men nowadays, because they watch porn on the internet and things like that, and a lot of them are addicted to it. Does that
Are
bother
what?
addicted to porn?
Oh, yeah.
Does it bother you that
Yes.
a lot of men are addicted to porn?
Yes, I don't need that kind of audience. We prefer, well, look, the same logic they were using with alcohol. Like they'd say, people get drunk and they smash up a car. You're going to go and blame Bacardi? You're going to blame Seagram 7 for a wrecked up car and a bad life, scarred face? I mean, no. You blame the asshole that was addicted to alcohol and smashed his car up. And the same way I make a slight comparison to this and the fact that, people can be addicted to porn. I'm not in favor of that. I don't look for that. We can have nice, happy, healthy people who watch porn. And you can watch it recreationally. One of my favorite bits is when I'm with Craig Gross debating, looking to the audience with a show of hands. Who's ever watched porn recreationally? And he's amazed how many hands go up. He thinks that porn is all some guys in a peep show booth, going, "Hey, come to Papa. Oh, that's nice." They think that's all it is. But it's not.
Yeah.
There are a lot of couples who watch it together. And you see something that you might want to try out. That looks like a nice position. Let me try that one, honey. What do you think? Whereas other positions you might go, I wouldn't be caught dead wanting to put you through that, sweetheart. So like,
And so you say you do feel somewhat badly about it, that so many guys are addicted to it, right?
I don't know if it's that many, but, and remember, keeping in
Yeah,
mind,
it's everywhere.
Well, most sex therapists compare it to actual sex or watching sex. The thing is, it's not, you can't really judge it like the Cocaine Anonymous or there's other addictions or the 12-step programs, because those aren't necessarily good for you. They're very bad for you. Watching porn could be a happy, healthy thing if you do it right.
How do you
Here's
watch
do
it
Well,
right?
Let me explain. If you go and study for the bar, you're going to be a lawyer tomorrow. You're going to take the bar exam today.
Right.
And that whole day you spent watching porn, you failed the bar, now you got to go back to the ball game. And then, because you should not have been watching porn that day.
Right.
Now let's say you have a happy, healthy life. You and your wife watch porn, go to a theater once in a while together, or you watch it together and you try certain things out, and money's good, job's good, you even got spirituality in your life. And you want to take out a couple hours on a Sunday to watch porn? Why not? The husband might be taking out a couple hours to watch the ball game. They might be watching a Star Trek convention. There's a zillion things that you could be addicted to.
But there are a lot of single men and women who are into this stuff because they don't have, they're not married.
Could be.
They're lonely. They're looking for something to compensate with.
But now they got so many things you could do. God darn it, this computer dating. And I've actually seen it work. Like I love to meet couples and go, "How'd you all meet?" Dating service. That worked?
Yeah.
Yep. So
do you feel any responsibility to, because you are into that kind of business, do you feel any responsibility that you may have helped to addict these people,
No.
young people to it?
Not even slightly.
No, it's like, and why not?
Because it's wrong. Then you have to go and blame, every time someone wrecks a car, you got to go and contact Seagram 7, tequila, you have to go and blame the alcohol companies because you let that person drive.
Yeah.
No, he chose to drive, and they raised the drinking age in America.
Right.
All of Europe laughs at us for that because we can fight on a battlefield and die for your country, and you can't have a beer. That's because a bunch of kids couldn't handle their goddamn alcohol. They went to proms, smashed up cars. This organization, MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, put pressure. So now we became the only country where you can't drink until you're 21.
Would you want your
that is
kids-
ridiculous, but it's because idiots they're addicted to what? So why would I take credit for some guy who's watching too much porn? I mean, it's not really dangerous unless you get too close to the VCR and electrocute yourself. How can I take credit?
Would you want
How can
your
I be the
daughter-
blame if I have billions of people around the world watching porn? Oh, but Ron Jeremy turned them on to it.
Right.
And my stuff's usually very Disney-like. I don't do a lot of the hard stuff, like the real,
Right.
tough, sex.
Yeah, yours is Disney.
Mine's almost boring.
Would you want your daughter, I know you don't have kids, so you don't know for sure, but would you want your daughter or son watching that kind of stuff?
I love this because Craig Gross and I have this little thing with each other when we go on the road and we do the debate. And really, he doesn't go light. He gets tough on me, I get tough on him. We each have our own Achilles heel. The one question that we both hate to be asked. With him, a little girl once said it, and she said, and I woke up and said, "Who's or what has killed more people, religion or sex? Which has killed more people, porn or religion? You know, which killed more people? And then I look at Craig, you know, in our debate and go, you know, when they say that unrealistic expectations, and then this girl said Disney should be accused of unrealistic expectations because you see that and think you're going to get originated on a beach with the sun and shining and the birds dancing, inanimate creatures doing your laundry, and it's a beautiful day, and they get originated. And then in real life, it's in the backseat of a Chevrolet with some schmuck you'll never see again. So it's, you know, things are never as they seem, you know. So why would I take credit even for at all? Because I'm just one guy, one porn actor, you know.
So would you want your daughter or son watching?
Yeah, that's the Achilles heel that they hit me with. Craig loves this. When someone from the audience will say, Ron, I have one question. It's time to leave. It's the last question of the night. He does it on purpose to screw with me. Oh yeah, what's your question? Suppose you had a daughter who wanted to do it. So I look over at Craig, and there he is laughing because he's the one who fed that one to the commentator.
Yeah.
God damn it. Well, I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. It wouldn't be my first choice, but there are a lot of girls in porn who only work with their boyfriends. You know, they keep it down just like, and they're doing him anyway, or husbands. It's called cream pie when it's a scene where it's the couple that are actually really a couple.
So you would not want your daughter or son
I
doing
wouldn't
it?
want her to do it, but I wouldn't want to stop her and yeah.
How about your son?
Well, you have to keep in mind, I said earlier about the double standard. It really, really makes a difference. Because I'm telling you, I've seen it with my own two eyes.
So you'd be okay with the son, but not with your daughter doing it?
People array. It's not again. It's not us. And if I ask for an array of hands, you know, a show of hands, I'd win this debate because, you know, every father would think it's kind of fun, unless of course, you know, not every father, but there's a lot of fathers who would tell the wife, you know, look at all those girls chasing Bobby. Look at him. He's a little stud muffin, kind of like his dad, you know, and then they run off to have, you know, to whatever, finger paint. But then meanwhile, then it's the girl, when they raise the girl, it's like, don't you dare. You wouldn't see a father do the opposite, you know. Hey, honey, look at all the guys chasing Maria. Get the gun. Get the gun.
That's
you know,
right.
it's a
But
whole
being in the business,
different attitude. So the double standard exists in the world.
But being
It's
in
not
the
our
business
fault.
40 years, so you know the business now. If you had
I
a
haven't hurt
son,
people.
if you had a son or a daughter, and a daughter, would you want both of them watching or being into the pornography business?
You have to be 18, and I've never had a problem people
Would
seeing
you have a
films.
problem with either one or both being in that business?
I would rather them not, because it's not a good business. It's not as good today as it was years ago.
What's the
They
negative?
called us the golden era of porn.
What's
We
the-
had that title because it was feature films that happened to have sex. Whereas now it's like I said, here's a cup of coffee, eat. You know, it's where are you from?
What's the
What are your
negative
hobbies?
side?
Oh, now say hi to Mr. Happy. Yeah, we go. Thank you very much. And then there's
What's
your,
the
that's your
negative
porn
side?
film.
What's the negative side of being in that kind of work?
A girl lost her job as a teacher in North Carolina. I remember they called me in to do some dialogue about that and how I felt, because I was a teacher also.
Right.
And I told the lady, the minute you decided, you're not a girl, you're not a kid, you're in your 30s. The minute you decided to make a porn film, you knew you were giving up your elementary school career. And, you know, that's just a fact of life, you know. But it can go true for dancers and strippers. If a principal sees one of his ladies dancing, he may fire her the next day. I mean, it's anything that involves the adult industry is up for grabs. I mean, but men want to see it. People were voyeuristic. There's going to be a demand for it. So what's wrong with Jenna Jameson putting $13 million in the bank, you know, whereas otherwise she would have been continuing her job as a stripper. I think she worked at Burger King once. Who's going to look her in the eye and say, you shouldn't do this for a living? Then I'll just take my $13 million that Playboy gave me and walk away for Club Jenna, you know?
Did you get rich doing this work?
I
Porn
did
work?
okay. I wouldn't say rich, but I did okay with it.
You didn't
I
get
could have done
rich?
more, but I never wanted to own a company. I don't own a company. I work for other people. So had I wanted to do it, make the big investment, and then maybe I would have been a lot wealthier. I directed and produced a lot of high-profile films. John Wayne Bobbitt, which has been recently has been in Vanity Fair. The stories about it. Divine Brown and Hugh Grant. We called it a Doc Hugh drama because we're that funny. And then
So you did not get rich doing it?
I did okay. I got comfortable doing it.
But is comfortable rich?
Well, I know what you would say to that, and that there's so many more things in life that matter more than money, and I would agree with you. You know,
And so did you get rich?
I got comfortable.
How about rich?
My brother's rich.
Who was your brother?
He went to Harvard. And
Oh, how about, so you didn't get rich doing this kind of work?
the girls are the ones who make the bigger bucks. I know that Christy Canyon, I believe, is a millionaire.
Right.
Jesse Jane is. Jenna Jameson certainly is. Tara Patrick. Some of the girls in porn are millionaires. Very few guys are. In fact,
So you
very
did not
few.
get rich doing it?
I am ahead of most of the guys because I did the mainstream stuff.
But not
I
rich?
did the regular. If I had to rely on porn, I'd be begging for money.
Oh,
I'm walking
okay.
around with a tin can in the back audience over
Is
here.
there a lot of drugs involved in porn? Don't you have to get high after a while?
I'm famous for this. Hey, I got a buddy here. You ever see me touch a drug?
No,
Any drug?
never.
In my entire life.
I haven't been in the whole time. The time I have, no.
And I also barely drink, and I
Oh, good.
smoked a little bit of pot when I was in college.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what cocaine or speed or all that stuff even looked like.